since, what was it? 7th grade? We're talking about 7th grade?
7th grade.
Yeah, 7th grade. Details, you don't even know about that. So, 7th grade, to clarify, Andrew and I, we were raised in Vermont. If you don't know what Vermont is, a tiny little state. It's right by New York, to the left of New Hampshire. Lake Champlain, 6th grade's biggest lake. Details again. So it's called the Green Mountain State because we have green mountains and trees and water. So, Andrew and I met in 7th grade. We were we like to call it the minorities of the state. FYI, Vermont is 97% white and the 3% other stuff. So, there's Andrew and I, 7th grade, I believe it was at lunch. Again, details, doesn't really matter. So, here we are at lunch. He and I are looking at each other. Vietnamese, the Liberian kid, only two black, whatever he calls himself. We're like, all right, let's have lunch. And that's really the beginning of the end. So, Andrew and I, since 7th grade, we've been best friends, really. The 7th grade, which I don't even know what teacher it was, again, it's details, doesn't really matter. Then we had, was it Mr. Lausch?
Yeah, Mr. Lausch.
Yeah, Mr. Lausch. How do you describe Mr. Lausch? Actually, think of Andrew's dad, if he was straight white. With a vein going through his head when he gets mad.
He was militant.
Huh?
He was militant.
Yes, he was very militant.
Whole society.
Again, details. Don't even know. So, that was 7th and 8th grade. We did some other stuff, some sports, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you middle schoolers do during 7th and 8th grade. Then we got to high school, and that's where things really turned up.
What was that?
Andrew and I actually never had classes together, now that I think about it. We always had classes
Not since middle school.
That's true. So not since middle school, we never actually had a class together. But we always had classes next to each other. So we always see each other at recess playing whatever football or game we played with whatever high school kids do. And so that's pretty much actually, speaking of high school, that's where our good buddy Emir, that's where we met him too. And so the three of us were really kind of the minorities of the group. Again, Vermont. Thanks so much. So, but in honesty, I can thank Andrew for actually introducing me to what essentially became my lifelong passion of track. Because freshman year, I did football, don't ask why. Let that one go. And Andrew actually was part of the indoor track team. Was it not the first year?
Yeah, it was like the first.
Yeah, so the first year that Essex High School started indoor track, Andrew was part of it. And so I was doing football. Again, details doesn't really matter. And so the second year, I quit football. At this point, I had quit a lot of things in my life. We'll let that one go. And so Andrew got me to say, hey, come do indoor track. And so that's where I started doing indoor track. Our then coach was Eric Benjamin, short guy, white, Vermont. So Andrew and I, we had some good times. Andrew was a sprinter, and I became a jumper, long jump, trip jump. Andrew did the short distance sprints. And so that's how we continued our friendship. And we had two upperclassmen, Matt LeBlanc and Philippe Sans. Matt LeBlanc was a stereotypical white kid. Look at me, after he left, I picked everything up and put him down. Like, and Felipe was straight Mexican. Might be Puerto Rican. Details doesn't know. Brazilian, my bad. Same thing. My bad, Louis. I tried. My bad. So Andrew and I did that. We ended up becoming on the team. I ended up joining the 4x1 team. For those who don't know, 4x1 is a relay team, 4 people, run 100 meters. And so that's where we got our good buddy Samuel Yendrew over here.
Yeah.
He's Korean for you ladies. I don't know what that means. So it's the three of us. And actually, now that we're all here, we say 3/4 of the Afro-Asian team is here. Because there's 4 of us, 2 blacks and, well, and the Asian team. Duh. So I'm actually going to have Sam here explain to you probably one of the best highlights of the entire, of our, what, 3 years together, 4 years with Andrew and I, because it's actually a really hilarious story. So, further ado, Sam, your knowledge.
So just a little backstory, Andrew's a year ahead of me. He really kind of showed me the ropes in track. I owe him a lot in all of my track success. But to get back to the story, my mother was actually standing next to us in the check-in. And once again, Vermont, predominantly white, one of the other team sprinters was like, dude, to one of the officials, like, sir, that team over there, it isn't fair. And everyone's like, why is it not fair? He was just like straight-faced, as serious as he could be. He said, sir, there are no Americans on that team. And he actually had a nickname, so we kind of referred to it. We were Team Afro-Asian. Oh, we spoke. It was the 4x2. It was 4 people, 1 lap each time, and I'm pretty sure we finished when they were handing off. That's all there is to the story. I'll give it back to the enactor.
That is track for us. It's Team Afro-Asian, pretty much setting records, beating people up. But now back to the riding room. I've known Andrew since 7th grade. I've known Yen since I believe senior year, and it's not really a funny story, but I gotta tell the story anyways. So the beginning and consequently the end of Yen and I talking was Andrew. I know Yen 2 ways. I know Yen because at that time I met her, she started dating Andrew, and she was good friends with my cousin Minnie. Minnie and her were at the time good friends, my words, not hers. And so I always had the story of Andrew and Yen. And so the first time I met Yen, of course, this is high school, young, dumb, and stupid. And so she's like, oh, I'm Yen. I was like, oh, Japanese currency. Yes, that was my reaction. She did not find that. Yeah, that was the beginning of the end. I'm still sorry to this day, I'm sorry. So to this day, Andrew and I we've seen each other many times throughout our lifetime. After high school, he went to college, I joined the military. We ended up being in Chicago at the same time, coincidentally. And so we still saw each other there. Then I left Chicago, he stayed, but we still saw each other whenever he was in Vermont. And that's one of the things I can say about Andrew and I in our relationship is, no matter how far apart we are, we always find ways to see each other. And so, looking at Andrew and looking at Yen, I can say, I know that the love that they have will be, the level it is on will be comparable to Adam and Eve. No, we can say Beyonce, Jay-Z, Ice-T, Coco. Next up, Yen and Yendrew. And so, looking at the two right now, I can say, Yen, I know that you to Yendrew will be the sun to his moon, because without you, the whole world would not know what he is. But with you, the whole world would be able to see how he shines. So, to a love that knows no limits, I say, Yen and Yendrew, thank you.